So, if we are sincere and we really want a change in Nigeria, to me, Tinubu is the man. Based on what we have seen, their performances in the past. Obi was 8 years governor in Anambra State. What did he accomplish? What? Show me the Anambra he left behind. Show me the Lagos Tinubu left behind. They are incomparable. You can't compare the two. And so, to just becoming sensational on the social media, that's a scam. Then besides, you see Obi's son, the only son, the first and the last, going to look for a job when the father is a chairman of a bank, Champs Computer, this brewery that produces Hero, and all the companies, firms here and there. And yet he cannot give his son a job. How will he give an ordinary Nigerian job? If he didn't see the need to give his own son that he sent to university, why do you think he will want to give? The man is a miser. Tell me that it's only one resource you have. Why are you having only one house? He's behind the ShopRite, you see. Fidelity Bank. And so it's just a scam. People will just, well, the truth is, the man will not win. Tinubu will win. Everybody that is sensible in Nigeria and want Nigeria to work will vote for Tinubu.
People still argue that Tinubu has gone frailty, age, and all of that will not enable him to perform as much as he is expected to people. They say he's 79.
Tinubu is out of 100 years. And who says that 83-year-old man cannot govern a country? I know some communities around that their kings are 92, 97. They are still kings, and the communities are prospering. Very peaceful. Who said if the man is capable, so what? The older, the better. Tell me one person in Nigeria or anywhere in the world that is 100% healthy. Even you sitting there, if they take you to the hospital now, check your sugar level, check your BP, do a comprehensive checkup. They will find something, they will give you drug to go and rest for 1 week or the other. So all the man needs is a good rest. The man is the one. Look at him every day. You see him going on campaign. So, if he was sick, like people are trying to convince everybody. So how come he's doing campaign, walking up and down? When he becomes president, will he be walking up? He just sit there in his office most times to do some work. He knows what to do. The challenge is we have integrity, we have capacity. There are some politicians you see that they have capacity, they don't have integrity. To me, Atiku might have capacity, he has run some business well, but he doesn't have integrity. From what I read from newspaper, I don't know him. But his profile too. The man check his antecedents, check his dealings when he was vice president and all that. The man will say Nigeria. Will you want to be one day get up and carry your Nigerian passport and discover it's Niger Republic? They have sold Nigeria. You are no longer, they have even sold you. So, if you ask me, Tinubu is a why? We have seen what he has done. Look at the Lagos he left behind. Check the IGR of Lagos. Check the development of Lagos, the expansion. The emphasis on tribe in Lagos is non-existent. Go and check the local government chairmen in Lagos. They are from different places. Tinubu made it so. That's how Nigeria, Lagos is a micro Nigeria. That's how it's supposed to be. Yes, the man, yes, is a Muslim, but the wife is a pastor. Not just a pastor. The woman is from Delta. Yeah, she's an Ishekiri woman. Tinubu never for once tried by any means to force the woman to become a Muslim or to leave his house. That's to show his modesty, the liberalism. So his religion, the religion of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is not affecting his
performance,
mentality. There are some people, I mean, I did a youth service in the north. So if you go there, you know what I'm talking about. The average northern Muslim, a Muslim first. People might pretend and just pretend, and a lot of hypocrisy, but the truth is, they want their people first. There are some places in those days in the north, I saw, when a Christian comes to write name to resume school in primary school, they say biro. There's no more biro. The biro has finished. As the man goes, somebody comes and is Abubakar Sadiq, there's biro to write his name. So, Tinubu, Islamic practices are never for once infringe on anybody's right to practice Christianity. Not his wife at home. People he has worked with, I'm telling you, Ben Akabwezi now was Commissioner for Finance. I think he's the DG, I think Budget Office now. He is an Igbo man. He's a Christian. Tinubu is the only African politician I've seen that is not sentimental. Whether religion, whether tribe, zero sentiment.
Let's bring it down to Delta State. We cannot run away from the politics of Delta State and bringing that to the rural community. Delta State is hyper-blessed and should be able to compare favorably or compete favorably with Lagos. People believe Delta State is not firing in all cylinders. Do you subscribe to that impression?
My brother, if you check statistics, which I don't want to look to be too partisan, but if you check statistics of what the government of Delta have received right from when this political dispensation started to the trillions, you can't find any corresponding development anywhere, any kind of Delta State. But to me, what has passed, let's leave it as past. Let's concentrate on what is coming. Yes. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, what they fail to do, you won't do them overnight. But the man who is coming, the people somebody who said he wants to come now, I think all we need to do is to make the right choice. A good manager of resources who will come and help us to develop our state. I think that's the best thing, the most important thing. Yes, that's what I think.
If I may ask, before I bring the drones back home, where you live, either as a student in Russia or in US, either in Texas or in New York, how do you relate with politicians and how do they come to bear with?
You can't compare US and Nigeria. That's like comparing hellfire and heaven. So I wouldn't want to go there. That's a different ballgame. There's no point talking about comparing the two. Yes. Like me now, I belong to a political party. Yes. So the challenge you have in Nigeria is almost everybody you see one political party was once in the other political party. Once maybe your interest is not well catered, you move. You migrate to somewhere else. So you can't compare it with people. If you go to US or to the civilized world, it's principles. You see people, they believe in one thing. Once they see people they can share ideas with, they share common, they quickly That's where they stay. They abide with those people. But it's not like that here. All people want is their selfish interest. I want to be governor. They don't agree. If I don't win primaries, I jump to the next party. Take up the ticket. Or I try to sponsor somebody, the person fails to win, we move to another place. Or it's all about selfish interest. Nobody is thinking about Nigerian politicians. What they think is the next election. They win this one, they begin to save money for the next one, how to win the next one. Nobody is thinking about development. If not, you can't tell me that Ibori was here 8 years, Udoa was here 8 years, Okowa is almost finishing 8 years now. Check, go and, if I give you how much they've collected from Federation accounts, from that time to date, you can't find any, I don't know. So, but you see, by the time you start talking, you are going to indict almost everybody. I think what we should do is, let's concentrate now that we know, we have statistics, who is the right person among the people who are the aspirants we have now on the stage. Who do we choose? Who will be a better manager of resources? I think that's the best thing. If not, all the politicians of old, none of them did well. None. Compare, if you go check out how much they received, nobody. But if you see, we can't move forward by looking backward. You can't be driving a car now and you're looking backward. You are going to hit someone or someone will hit you. You won't go far. So what we do is we concentrate, okay, who is the right driver to sit and handle the steering of the affairs of this state from 2023? That should be not what somebody did wrong. No. Because almost all of them failed. Nobody performed anything. Nobody did anything right. Check. I mean, you see SGC hunting people from here to there, money recover here and there. The one they were able to recover fine, the one they didn't recover fine. One man will have billions of dollars stashed somewhere. That's insanity. But it's common with Nigerian politicians everywhere. Including among all these people who are the, yes, very few, if any, want the state to develop all the people. That's the truth. So you can't compare you can't compare US like that's heaven, here is hellfire. Oh yeah, you can't compare the two. Yes.
That's it. As a corporate businessman, an entrepreneur, in every sense you would have your intent or disposition towards making impact in Nigeria. What are your goals?
Number one, I want to solve the power problem. I know the fastest way to generate electricity is through wind. So we are looking at the next government. This one is almost over. The incoming government will be very, very, no matter who wins, will be easier to talk with. I will want my organization and our partners who want to build 12,000 megawatts in 3 years.
That's huge.
That's huge. That would have solved 62% of Nigerian intermediate power challenge. So we're working on that, and we want once the next government comes, we'll work with them.
Generator being one thing, we still have problem with distribution. We still have problem with transmission.
The challenge, that's why you see, electricity is not cheap. The transmission infrastructure, all of them are. In fact, they are not even about 72% of the transmission infrastructure are aged. You need to replace all of them. All of them are very, very expensive. Generation, there are three components of electricity supply. You have the generation, the distribution, then the transmission. That's the generation, transmission, and distribution. The transmission to evacuate
the generated.
Yeah, the generated power. You need the transmitting infrastructure, the transmission line, the substations, and all that. All of that in Nigeria, as big as we don't have super grid here. I think the highest we have here is about 320 kV. My company, Energy Giant, we did a consultancy for, that one is 132 from Abeokuta, Igbora, Lalante, Igogo in Oyo State, about 110 kilometers transmission line. I've worked on 825 kV abroad. Those are super grid. And so the transmission capacity of our network is still very poor. Even if you generate 10,000 megahertz, how do you evacuate it? It's going to be a problem. So, and to reinforce and upgrade these transmission networks, that's a lot of money. It takes time. You can't do any of this in overnight. And so, and funding, like I tell you, is not cheap. Funding is a big challenge. You will pay the contractors, you will pay the consultants. It's plenty of money. Nigeria don't have the money. Why? Everything, there's no country, if there is no crude oil to sell to world, Nigeria will be broke. They are not exporting, they are not producing anything. They even import matches. That's a terrible thing. And nobody is thinking. Politicians will just come, once they win election, they are able to, their profile financially grows. 4 years after, they are fighting fiercely with all they have acquired to make sure they stay in power. If they are leaving, they put somebody they want to be there so that they can remain relevant in politics. But the re-infrastructural gap, nobody is giving attention to it. When Obasanjo came, he said he was going to declare emergency in power sector. When he came, until he left, up till now, we have not been able to generate 10,000 megawatts. A nation of over 200 million people. That's a terrible thing. Like I said, the best thing is privatize generation, distribution, and network, apart from TSP. And maybe if they can, the one they did before, they need to revisit it. If you sold to someone who don't have capacity, take it, look for someone else. Don't revoke it. Look for a more capable firm or conglomerate to acquire from them. They will bring in expertise. They will bring in funding. That's how it is done everywhere in the world.
You seem to be sharing affinity with Mr. Obi's disposition towards power generation. Most of his campaign is hampering on power generation. Do you believe in his power mantra?
Do I believe in what?
Peter Obi's power generation mantra.
I don't believe in Peter Obi in the first place. I don't believe. I don't believe in him as a person. Nigerian youth people can... That's mismanagement of emotion to believe everything Obi is saying. What did he do 8 years of being Anambra governor? I want to know what he did. The biggest challenge of Nigerians and the political class, what they do is Someone like Obasanjo was president for 8 years. When the man leaves, he starts advising the next president what to do. What did you do when you were there? It's common. You see somebody who was minister of power. The man will stay there for 6 years. No meaningful progress in the sector. He leaves, he starts advising the next person what he should have done and what they should do. What did you do when you were there? Why? He just leaves service. They know our talk is cheap. Obi, I don't believe in him because I've not seen him accomplish anything even as a governor. The infrastructure of Anambra, is it the best in Nigeria? The economy of Anambra, is it the best? Do you know California is a state in the US? If it was to be a country of US, that would be the 6th largest economy in the whole world. California is a state inside the US. And so when people are talking about California, the tax there, you see the infrastructure there is superb. Excellent. You can see the tax, everything, the money they are paying there, you see the work, you can see it. Obi is telling us all these things. The man is just a good orator, and he can only hype the youths. When you were governor, you were making budgets till you left. Tell me one thing you accomplished there. Sure, let's go to Anambra that they left behind. Go and check the Lagos that Tinubu left behind. So while I believe that Tinubu will do better when it comes to power, I know there was a time he brought Aaron in Lagos, the project. So as Mr. President, Bola Tinubu will do a lot more than any of these, every other person, those people on the stage here combined. Why? He knows what to do. He knows the contacts, he knows people to reach. He won't depend on so much advice. He knows what to do. Yes, because when he was in, just as a Lagos State governor, he made some attempts. Yes. So I know that as Mr. President, he knows where to go. He knows who to meet. He knows what to do. And the power problem will be solved. Yes.
Come back to Aniocha South succinctly. We'll just take a break and we draw the drones with Aniocha South.
Yes.